Hey everybody, it's 13th Wolf Manual. Today's the day 14 of the 31 Days of Horror. That's right. We're into day 14 now. Man, it's almost halfway over this month. It's just amazing how quick this goes by, especially when you're doing this. It just seems to flow, but whatever. So before we get started, I want you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please like the video. If you like the video, it gets me out to a few more people that get to see this, subscribe. When you do subscribe, hit the bell, ring that bell, ding that bell. That way you'll be notified anytime I put something new up. And comment. I always want to know what you have to say. Along with that, there are some other people doing the 31 Days of Horror tag. And they are, and I'm going to say a few of them, and there's probably more doing it, so you got to search for this stuff. They are the one and only MSJ, Brother Max, I Am the Ice Lord, Retro Horror, Random Horror, Carly 317, Double Shot J, Nightmare Maven, Moods 616, Jonathan Moody over at the Indie Horror Cafe. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anybody. Tony has 9 fingers. I don't know why, but for some reason I just kind of blank on him. But I shouldn't. I mean, Tony has 9 fingers. You and Your Horror Movies, I believe, is doing it. And there's others. So check them all out. See what's going on. Today is going to be the easiest day of all the days for the 31. I mean, they're not hard, but this one I could actually review this movie without watching the movie because I've seen it so many times. I saw it in the theater when it came out in 1983. Let's put it that way. And I've actually had the chance, and I took it to interview the star of this movie a few times, which is awesome. She's just such a great person. The movie is Sleepaway Camp. So yeah, now we're back in America. We're out of Italy for at least a day. We're back in America, and we're talking about Sleepaway Camp, 1983 movie. I saw this in the theater. Best twist ending ever. If you've never seen this movie, I'm not going to ruin it for you. But Felissa Rose, who stars as Angela, I've had her a few times on Sit Down, which is another thing that I do on my channel from time to time. But yeah, so the story is that at the beginning of the movie, there's this father with his 2 kids out on the lake, and an accident happens and it kills one of the kids and the father. Flash forward something like 8 years later, and one of the kids and their cousin are getting ready to go away to Sleepaway Camp. Yeah, Ricky and Angela. And Angela is shy. She just kind of keeps to herself, doesn't really say a whole lot, and if people are always picking on her just because she's a little weird, and it's kind of odd because I feel like I can relate to that. I was a little weird when I was younger too. But yeah, this movie is well made. There's a few things about this movie that have always bothered me, like the ant. I don't know what the director told the ant when it comes to making the movie. It's like, did he say go over the top? Because it seems like whenever her scenes are there, they're just a little over the top. I mean, the rest of the movie seems very serious, and she seems like, oh, that won't do. No, that won't do. I mean, you're just kind of going, it seems a little uneven, is what I'm trying to say. But other than that, and thank God that she's not in it a lot, I mean, other than the ant scenes, that's, for the most part, it's a good movie. You got Robert Earl Jones in this movie, James Earl Jones' father. And one of the kids is played by Frank Sorrentino. Older brother to Mike the Situation Sorrentino. Yeah, before anybody knew who Mike the Situation was, the brother was in a horror film. He played one of the two kids at the beginning of the movie. But it's a cool film. I don't want to say too much about it. If you haven't seen Sleepaway Camp, it's definitely one to check out. This is one you definitely watch with your friends. I mean, again, not to rip on it, not to make fun of it in any way whatsoever, but it's just such a good movie that you want to share this with the world. Let's put it that way. You know, it's I'm trying to think of the guy, Robert Hertzik. That's the director. I was trying to think of his last name. There's a lot of really odd stuff that happens in here. The cop who comes out once somebody dies, the cop comes out and he's like asking around, you know, what happened, and he's got this mustache, right? And no one thinks anything of it. And then I don't know, probably about half an hour later, he has to come out again, and now he's got a grease paint mustache. And it's because I guess the actor took a job from what I understand, he took a job in like a commercial or something like that, and they didn't want the mustache. So he shaved it off, and then he got called back to do some shoots. So I don't know if they were reshoots or if they were just, you know, additional scenes. And he didn't have the mustache, so they threw grease paint, you know, kind of like what Groucho Marx did back in the 30s and 40s, and it just looks so funky. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in this movie. Mel, the guy that owns the camp, is basically chasing a teenager. I mean, she's attracted to him, so she has daddy issues because he's old enough to be her grandfather, and there's a lot of weird things going on. But it was the early '80s, so what the hell. Don't know what else to say about this. I say check it out. I picked this up at Walmart. Like, the reason that this made the list is I picked up at Walmart not too long ago for $9.96. I was like, okay. I already have the movie on DVD, but for like less than $10 an upgrade, and it's the Shout Factory edition, yeah, no problem. So, nothing else to say about this. As always, I am the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.